name is Ethan, and I served as a sheriff's deputy for almost 8 years. I've responded to hundreds of emergency calls, car crashes, missing hikers, home invasions. But there is one body camera recording that was never released to the public. It happened on October 14th. At 11:42 p.m., dispatch received several calls from people living near Black Hollow Forest. Everyone reported the same thing: strange screams, bright lights, and a little girl walking alone on the highway. My partner Jake and I were the closest unit. We arrived within 12 minutes. The road was completely empty. Fog covered everything. Our headlights barely reached 20 meters ahead. Then Jake spotted her. A little girl wearing a white dress stood silently in the middle of the road. She wasn't crying. She wasn't moving. I stepped out of the patrol car and called to her. "Hey, are you okay?" She slowly raised one hand and pointed toward the forest, without saying a single word. When I looked back at her only 2 seconds later, she was gone. No footsteps, no sound, nothing. Dispatch suddenly called again. "Ethan, we just traced another emergency call. The signal is coming from inside Black Hollow Forest." The caller was whispering, "Please hurry, they're still here." The voice sounded terrified. We grabbed our flashlights and entered the trees. The deeper we walked, the quieter the forest became. No insects, no birds, not even the wind. Then Jake stopped. On the ground, we found dozens of fresh footprints, but something wasn't right. Every footprint pointed in the opposite direction, as if whatever made them had walked backwards into the darkness.
Jake aimed his flashlight down the trail. "Tell me you see that too." About 50 meters ahead stood an old wooden cabin. It wasn't on any map. The windows were broken. The front door was hanging open. The emergency call was still connected. We could hear faint breathing through the radio, very slow, very close. I pushed the cabin door open. The smell inside was unbearable. Rotting wood, wet earth, and something metallic. The entire floor was covered with strange symbols carved into the wood. In the middle of the room sat an old tape recorder. It was already playing. Children laughing, then screaming, then complete silence. Jake searched the back room. "There's nobody here." Suddenly, our radios exploded with static. Dispatch disappeared. The lights inside the cabin turned off. Only our flashlights remained. Something heavy moved upstairs. One slow footstep, then another. Jake looked at me. "We're not alone." We climbed the stairs carefully. Every step creaked beneath our boots. The hallway was empty. 3 doors. The first room, empty. The second, filled with old family photographs. Every face had been scratched away. The third door was locked. From the other side, someone whispered, "Ethan." My blood froze. It wasn't Jake's voice. It wasn't a woman's voice. It sounded exactly like my own voice. The whisper came again. "Ethan, open the door." Jake slowly shook his head. "No." Before either of us could move, something slammed violently against the other side of the door. Once, twice, 3 times. The entire cabin shook. Then everything became silent again.
Jake slowly stepped backwards. We're leaving, right now. The moment we turned toward the stairs, every flashlight went out. Complete darkness. Only the red recording light on my body camera was still working. Then I heard footsteps, not upstairs, not downstairs, right behind me. I spun around. Nothing. Jake whispered, "Don't move." I looked toward him. His face had turned completely pale. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking behind me. Very slowly, my flashlight flickered back to life. Standing at the end of the hallway was a tall figure. It wore a black hooded robe. Its face was hidden behind a white wooden mask. It didn't move. It didn't breathe. It simply stared. Jake shouted, "Run!" We sprinted downstairs, crashing through the front door into the forest. Branches slapped against our faces as we ran through the darkness. Behind us, we heard more footsteps. Not one person, dozens. I looked back for only a second. Between the trees, at least 20 hooded figures were silently following us. None of them were running, yet somehow they were getting closer. We finally reached the patrol car. Jake jumped into the driver's seat. The engine wouldn't start. Again. The figures slowly surrounded the vehicle. No voices, no screams, only silence. Then every figure raised one hand and pointed directly at us. The engine suddenly started. Jake slammed the accelerator. We sped out of the forest without looking back. When we reached the highway, we stopped to call dispatch. The operator answered immediately. Confused, she asked, "Deputy, why are you requesting backup? We never sent anyone to Black Hollow Forest tonight. We never sent anyone there." I checked my body camera. The recording was still there, until the final 30 seconds. The video suddenly became distorted. Static filled the screen. Then one clear frame appeared. It showed our patrol car driving away. Someone had filmed us from deep inside the forest.